Hey guys, we're doing another foundation wear test today. I think this is like my fourth one, not in a row, but in very close proximity. But today we're going to be talking about the SISLEY Phyto-Teint Ultra Eclat. I slaughtered that, I'm sure. I have it in the shade 2 Soft Beige, and I am really excited for today's video because I'm doing this in collaboration with Abby Bliss White. I was so excited that she wanted to collab with me because I just love her. I find her incredibly pleasant. She just has such a soft yet kind of like direct way of communicating her thoughts and her experiences with things. Like, she doesn't sugarcoat things, but she's not like, I hate this sucks. Like, she just kind of shares her experiences with you, and I absolutely love it. And when I realized that she actually is like a yoga Pilates teacher, and she also teaches like nutrition and health, it all kind of came together. I was like, yes, this is the kind of like ambiance that she has on her channel. It's very soothing. Like, I just love putting her on in the mornings when I'm like sipping coffee and I'm kind of like warming up to the day. That's the kind of speed she is, and I love it. So Abby and I are actually going to be testing the same shade, and we both have similar skin types. We both have dry, sensitive skin. She's in a completely different climate than I am. So she lives in Portland, Oregon, which is cooler and a little bit more damp, and I'm down in Las Vegas, which is incredibly hot still and very dry. So I'm very interested to see how this foundation wears in these two different climates. So definitely check out Abby Bliss White's channel. She's just like a soothing cup of tea here on YouTube. Absolutely love her. I'll leave a link to her channel and her video today down below in my description box. Let's go ahead and get started with this wear test. So I purchased my bottle off of Saks.com. It was $95. It is 1 fluid ounce, 30 milliliters. It is good for 12 months after opening, and it is made in Italy. So let me go ahead and open this up. Now, I've used this foundation once before, but only for about 4 or 5 hours. I liked it, but I am curious to see how this is going to wear for like a longer day, because one of its claims is long lasting. But here is the bottle. It has this cap with the zebra print on top, which I absolutely adore. I love animal print, so I love that. And it has a frosted glass bottle. And this is like a newly reformulated version of their previous Phyto-Teint. So it has, I think, some of the same basic claims, like it's oil-free, which I think is important for a lot of people. But this is supposed to be reformulated. It is supposed to be improved. Now, I don't have any experience with the previous version, unfortunately. Abby, on the other hand, has used the previous version of this foundation. So over on her channel, she will definitely be comparing this to the older version. And if you have the older version, you're curious, is this going to be the same? Is it actually better? Don't forget to head over to her channel and check out her video. So before I apply it to my skin, I'm just on the SISLEY site. I always like to see if they have any like application tips. They do recommend applying the foundation with light strokes using the fingertips or foundation brush. And just a quick summary about this foundation. It's an oil-free fluid foundation for a long-lasting, even, natural, and radiant complexion. I'm very excited for that. It's radiance boosting, long-lasting, anti-pollution, oil-free foundation, and it has 14 shades. All right, before I put this on my face, I just want to let you know that I am 45 going on 46, so I have kind of mature skin, middle-aged skin concerns. I have dry, eczema-prone skin that I've had for a very long time. And in terms of what I have on my face, I have all of my skincare down, which includes a lot of things like serum, oil, moisturizer, and the SISLEY Youth blue light blocking shield. So I have all of that down, and I'm just going to put this right on top. I do feel like all of my skincare has been absorbed. It's probably been about an hour and a half since I've put all of that on, and let me tell you what time it is. It is 9:30 in the morning, so that's what we're starting with. I am hoping to do like a 10-hour wear test with this, so I'll come back at about 7:30, let you know how everything is doing. But anyway, let's go ahead and actually get it on my face first. So again, this is the color number 2, Soft Beige, and I just picked it out online, and I think it's actually a very good match. So here is the consistency of the foundation. It's a little bit on the runny side, to be expected. They do call it lightweight. It is oil-free. And I'm going to apply it with my fingers to this side of my face. Like I mentioned, I wore this just for, a few hours yesterday, and I did use a brush to apply it, and I thought the brush was fine. But I do out of selfish curiosity, want to see what this looks like applied with fingers. So I'm going to do that. Blends in beautifully. It does feel really lightweight. So I do want to mention that this foundation definitely has a scent. I don't want to call it fragrance because I actually don't know if there's, you know, added fragrance to this. And I mentioned this to Abby yesterday and I said, do you smell something strange? And she told me, because she's used the previous version, she told me that this version is better. It's better than the last one. I thought, oh, okay. And she told me that she thinks it's the Gardenia Florida flower extract. So just want to point that out. It is a scent that it's not very strong. It's just very, very different for a foundation. Maybe not for SISLEY because a lot of their products smell very organic, very, very natural, very, very spa-like. And I guess I would categorize this scent as one of those. It's just very, very organic. I'm just putting a little extra around my nose because I'm having a little bit of a breakout there. I'm also having a little bit of a breakout up here too. And we can see how the coverage is. So to me, the coverage is a very light coverage. I can still see the redness around my nose. I can still see all my freckles, the redness in my cheek. You can even see the difference in my forehead, but it's so subtle. And I feel like it's just done a little bit of evening underneath my eyes. Hopefully you guys can see that difference. And the hyperpigmentation that I have along my jawline is still pretty visible. This is definitely in contrast to the last 3 foundations that I've tested for you guys, which were all full coverage. This is much more in my wheelhouse. This is much more in my comfort zone. I really like light to medium coverage foundations. I don't mind when all of this peeks through. I just like a little bit of evening out, like a little bit of help, but I don't necessarily like to kind of like block everything out. So this is what we're dealing with a nice like light layer. I have a little bit left over on my hand from that one pump, so I'm just going to go ahead and, for the purposes of this video, because I would probably just stop right here, I'm going to apply a little bit more to see if we can build this up. And I like to test the buildability of a foundation along my jawline because I really have a lot of like red blotchiness there. The blotchiness is still visible. It definitely looks less red though, so I'm going to say that you can build this up to, maybe a medium. Maybe a medium. It's more like a light medium now. It kind of started as a light. Maybe it's a light medium now. All right, so there's an entire pump applied to this half of my face using my fingers. Again, I feel like we started with light. We got up to a light medium coverage. So let's go ahead and apply it to this side of my face. And I just want to go ahead and use a brush. So I've got my Refer foundation brush. And this is the one that I used yesterday on myself and it worked out fine. So I just want to show you guys the results. So I'm just going to pump out one more pump. I have a feeling I'm going to use a little bit more because it's a brush versus my fingers. And I'm going to start the center of my face and work out. Yeah, I've already used up that pump, so I'm just going to pump out maybe half a pump here and finish applying it to my forehead. All right, there it is, applied all over my face. I think this is a very good shade match. Should probably bring it down a little bit. It's a little bit warmer than my neck, but I think it's a good match for my face. So let me just bring this down a bit. I think it definitely has a light medium coverage. I really like the finish of this. There's a little bit of radiance, not too much. I wouldn't call this like a glowy foundation. I think it's a very natural finish with just a hint of radiance. So far, I think this is great for dry skin. It feels really, really good on my skin. Weightless, completely weightless. I don't feel like I have anything on my skin actually. Yeah, completely weightless. And since this is oil free, I would imagine it's great for people who are looking for something that's a little bit lightweight. I'm assuming normal to combo to oily skin would probably enjoy that characteristic of this foundation. And on my skin personally, it is doing zero weirdness. It's not doing anything weird on my forehead. It's sitting on my forehead skin really nicely, which is kind of a problem area for me. For those of you that are new to my channel, I tend to have strangeness with foundations up there because I have kind of like residual eczema scarring up there. But this foundation is sitting beautifully on it. It's actually camouflaged it enough that I feel like you can't even see like the very slight discoloration I have up there. And then I think it looks really, really nice around my eyes. I feel like it has blurred the fine lines under my eyes. And then right around my nose, I don't see any cakiness. I don't see my pores being exaggerated at all. Everything looks just really healthy, really natural, just really kind of like smooth, and no cakiness around my mouth or anything. I don't feel like it's picked up on peach fuzz or anything strange like that. So I'm very happy with this foundation so far. I'm gonna go about my day, put on the rest of my makeup, and I will see you at my first check-in. Ooh, sorry, before we hit my check-in, as I was putting on my makeup, I started to powder, and I thought, you know what would be a good test is if I just powdered half of my face. So I just applied the Kogendo Natural Lighting Powder to this half of my face, and we're gonna leave this half unpowdered, and we'll see if it makes any difference. So I just wanted to show you guys what this looks like with some powder on and nothing else. So unpowdered and powdered. And I really just used a very, very light amount. You can still see the radiance kind of like shining through here on my cheek. All right, so I'll see you at my check-in. Hey guys, it's 5 hours later. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon, and I think this makeup looks great. What do you guys think? I think it looks really, really good. In fact, I don't feel like it's changed at all since 9:30, and I did go out a couple of times. I had to run a couple of errands, nothing too strenuous. I wasn't dog walking, I didn't go to the dog park or anything like that, but I wasn't just sitting at home, and like no changes whatsoever. I don't even feel like the finish has changed. I don't feel like I look any more radiant, and this is the only side that I applied powder. This is the side that I didn't apply any powder. And I feel like they look pretty much the same. Maybe the side is a little bit less shiny, but point is, I don't feel like either side has changed since I first applied it. And I think that is awesome. No breaking up, no caking up, no oils shining through, no strange line accentuation, no pore accentuation. It's not doing anything weird around the base of my nose, no caking up, no breaking up. I think this looks absolutely amazing. I will do a close-up though, and we'll just pan down from my forehead down to my chin. But I just think it looks fantastic. And if you're curious about what makeup I have on, I will have it all listed down below in the description box. But I'm trying out the Rowan 75 degree eyeshadow palette. I've tried the 52 degree cool eyeshadow palette, and I love them. They're very, very beautiful. And this, by the way, is one of the new Tom Ford Gloss Luxe lip glosses. That review will be going up tomorrow. They're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. So there really isn't much to report at this check-in. So I will be back probably around 7:30ish to give you my final thoughts and final review. I'll see you then. Hey guys, it is 7:30 in the evening. So I've had this makeup on for a total of 10 hours. I think another 5 hours from my first check-in. Anyway, I was just taking a look at my skin, and it looks fantastic. I feel like I look a little bit more radiant. So I do feel like my oils are starting to shine through. But other than that, you guys, this foundation is fantastic. I am not surprised. As you guys know, I'm a huge fan of SISLEY based products. I love their tinted sunscreen cream. That's probably my number one at the moment. I love their SISLEY foundation. That one is absolutely gorgeous. And this one, no different. No different. There is zero breaking up. There is zero sinking into lines. There is like zero caking up. It just looks fantastic from the forehead all the way down to my chin. So let's go ahead and zoom in and do a close-up from my forehead. We'll start there. No breaking up along my hairline and the eye area. Nothing going on underneath my eyes. My under eyes don't look aged. It hasn't sunken into any fine lines down there. And then let's do a close-up around the nose area. This is where I feel like I look the most shiny now, but I don't feel like I'm noticing the foundation actually breaking up or anything. I feel like I can still see some coverage there, but I don't see it fading, which is amazing. I mean, this really is long-lasting. Like, you can still see that the redness is camouflaged around the base of my nose. So that is great. That's amazing, amazing to me, especially for a light coverage, thinner consistency kind of foundation. I find that right around here, and it's almost to be expected that it's going to wear away. It's fine. It's light. It's thin. This, amazing. And I only powdered this half of my face. And around my mouth, I have eaten plenty today for it to start to look cakey and weird. Nothing like that is going on. It just looks really good. What can I say? Really, really good. So I would definitely recommend this for dry skin people because I have dry skin. It's definitely working out for me. Normal, also, I think it would be great. I think once you get into the combo dry area, I think this will definitely still work for you, but you'll probably want to powder, and the oilier you are, you'll probably want to, you know, touch up a little bit powder during the day, especially wherever you get oily. I'm assuming the T-zone, but wherever you get more oily, you'll probably just want to touch up with a little bit of light powder. But I think that's it. I think that's all you would need. I think this is a fantastic long-wearing light coverage foundation. It's absolutely beautiful. So the only thing I do want to like warn you about is the scent of this foundation. And I mentioned this when I first put it on. I don't think that it smells bad, but it definitely has a scent, and it definitely is very organic. So it took me a little getting used to. This was the second time I've worn this foundation, and the first time I was very a little preoccupied with it, like, God, like how long is this going to smell like this or whatever. Today, much better, but I do want to say it does linger for quite some time. So I want to say maybe after the 2-hour mark, it definitely faded. I'm not saying I noticed it because it's strong. I noticed it because it's very different. You know, it doesn't smell like lipsticks that smell like vanilla or birthday cake. It doesn't smell like a foundation that smells like a florally scent or perfumey scent. It just has a very unique scent, and it's just something that I had to get used to. So I did want to mention that. But other than that, I feel like this foundation is stunning, is absolutely stunning. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Do not forget to check out Abby Bliss White's channel. Check out her video. I am dying to see how she liked this foundation, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.